It's a realtor's life. The coach right, in the kitchen right, creating life. It's a realtor's life. The coach right, in the kitchen right, creating life. It's a realtor's life. The coach right, in the kitchen right, creating life.
Welcome to another installment of the Realtor Life Podcast, part of B&D TV. I am your host, Michael G. Davis, broker and CEO of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, Realtor plus business coach. We have two phenomenal guests today, so we brought you guys more of the action. But before we get going, before I bring them on, I want to remind you that we are streaming live to the Brooks & Davis Facebook business page and YouTube channel. So for those of you all that are checking us out live, we invite you to place your comments and questions in the live chat and take part in the show. Also, as we always do, if you have a real estate need, like looking to buy a house or maybe put your house on the market for sale, we invite you to stay on after today's show. Also, if you're licensed or you are considering getting your license, then you too, we ask that we invite you to stay on after the show for a very special message just for you. All right. So without further ado, I want to bring to the stage, I had the honor of meeting these gentlemen. I've actually participated as a guest on their podcast. So I learned a lot about them. They learned a lot about me. And now you all are going to learn a lot about them. So I want to bring to the stage a DJ plus a sports fan. I want to bring to the stage Mr. Mason Lee and Mr. Alex DeClaire.
What's up? How's it going?
There it is. Pretty good intro. I appreciate that.
Hey, you know what, man? I've been practicing it in the bathroom, man. Welcome, guys. Look, so I always like to let the audience know, and even my guests, of the 18 years of me being in the real estate industry, I feel that as real estate professionals, we hadn't been appreciated, right? Our clients, customers, sometimes even our colleagues, they put us in a box, not recognizing that we're people too. Right? We're people with passions, many layers. So I wanted to create a platform where you all, real estate professionals like yourself, could come on and let people know, in addition to doing real estate, what are those things that you're passionate about? So here we are. So before we get started, guys, where can people find you on social media? I know they're going to want to connect once they hear your story. Where can they find you?
You want to take the lead, Alex, on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Alex DeClaire. I sell insurance primarily. So Alex, the insurance guy on Instagram. But Mason and I, Mike alluded to this, we run a interview series, and you can find that at Proper Offer TX, as in Texas. That's going to be where we put out a majority of our content. So that's where you can find me.
And of course, you can follow me on Mortgages by Mason. I post some just independent mortgage content on there. But of course, our main landing page is at Proper Offer TX. So give us a follow on that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I better give them a follow because yours is about to be showcased. So you definitely don't want to miss that. All right. Well, awesome, guys. Well, I always, like I said before, the Realtor Life Podcast is about, letting people know what are those things that you're passionate about. So I always start out with the first question. What hobbies or activities are you and your family a part of? And I guess, Alex, since your name starts with an A, we'll go with alphabetical order to have you go.
So what hobbies I'm a part of? I mean, we were talking a little bit about, you introduced me as a sports fan. So I like to think that I graduated from sports fan to sports podcaster. I'm not sure how much higher that is, if that adds any credibility to what I say. I'm still not very good at fantasy football, and I get a lot of slack for that. So I like to say that I'm a sports podcaster. So I host a sports podcast on the side. It's called Sliced Apples. Yeah, so it's about sports, but should be a cooking show is what it sounds like. But Sliced Apples is the name. We've been going since December of 2019, and about 2 to 3 episodes a week. We started off with 3, got a little aggressive, got out of football season, switched to 2 a couple years ago. So, but it's really fun. I mean, it's just something I do with a good buddy of mine. we talk about sports, we keep up, we talk about life. It's a nice way to stay connected with people. It's a unique way to stay connected with a good friend of mine.
Yeah. I'm super curious about the name though, Alex. Like, please explain how the name works with the sports show.
Yeah. So that's usually the first question. So a lot of like in the beginning, I had this marketing. This was kind of like my first attempt at like building a business, right? So I'm thinking real marketing, like how do you get out there? And we start compiling this list of names, and we put it March Madness style. So if you're not familiar, in March there's a college basketball tournament, and they bracket about 64 teams, I believe, is the number. And there you go. That's a sports fan, sports podcaster right there. And so that's essentially what I did is we had a list of, I don't know, 30 to 40 names, and we bracketed them, and we went one by one. And we got all the way down, and I think it was lawn chair or front porch sports or something like that, and then sliced apples. And my partner, I'll give him all the credit because I don't want the credit. He said, sliced apples is more impactful. You'll remember it more. And I am here 3 years later, and people were like, "What's the name of your podcast again?" Like, I don't remember the name of it. So yeah, we went sliced apples, a little bit more fun, but I like the name. It's grown on me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sparks the curiosity. It sparks that additional question. So, I mean, that's always a good deal.
I guess that was the goal in it, huh?
Absolutely. All right, Mason, let's pull you in, bud. What are some hobbies that you or your family do?
Yeah, so on the side, just to kind of let out some energy. Of course, we're grinding here all the time. Monday through Friday, Monday through Sunday, really. For me, you might catch me at a dance concert or stuff like that. I like to let loose. I like to dance with those feet a little bit. And so I DJ on the side some. It's just a real fun hobby, just to kind of go out and help. I like to dance, so I like to help. Put out fun music and let and watch other people dance too. So me and my wife, you'll see us at some concerts and stuff like that. We're having a kid on the way, so we're a little bit less at the concerts coming up, but you may catch me at your local event here coming soon if you're into dance music.
Yeah, man. Your new addition is about to side rail all of that, Mason.
Yeah. We already got her the headphones, so she'll be coming with us soon.
Side rail all that. All right, man. So a DJ, so like you are like one of those for real DJs. You got the turntables and the heads going with the lights. Like is that what you are? You kind of like how I be DJing. Like I'll plug my phone into the auxiliary port, and then I'm just kind of going down my playlist.
Yeah, so we got the whole turntables and all that. We're actually playing at a wedding next month for a couple really close friends. They trusted us enough. I don't know if that's probably the best decision on their end to trust us that much, but we're going to be doing a wedding next month. I went to LSU, so we're going to be going back to Baton Rouge and doing a wedding there, and then playing at a bar after. So yeah, we got the whole turntable. We got the mics. We got some lights, but we got a bunch of speakers. So it's just something that we picked up in college. We thought it was cool, so we play at some parties, play our own parties, and it's just a fun way to kind of release.
Yeah, no, that's the real deal, man. So you picked that up. It sounds like both of you guys picked your hobbies up coming out of school. Right?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. So what was it about, and I'll kind of go back and forth. So I'm gonna hit you first, Mason. What was it about DJing that like attracted you to where it's still here today?
Yeah, it's just something different, it just totally, I don't have to think about mortgages the entire time or real estate. I can kind of just be in my own zone up there mixing songs. I love to watch people dance. Everyone got their own little weird dance moves. So it's a great way to people watch and just kind of bring excitement to people. So it's just something that I just love to do. Every now and then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll kind of put it on pause, but my wife is like, it's something that you love to do. It's just something just to fully release from the work stuff. So it's just something that, I'll probably continue to do as long as I can, just to kind of have that release.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Greatest
like
excuse to people watch. All right, greatest excuse right there.
Yeah, I'm up high, so I have the best view. I see some weird things up there every now and then, but it's all fun, and we get to laugh about it. Like, did you see that? Like, oh yeah, I saw that.
So do you take your wife with you? Like, y'all both go to the DJ sessions together?
Yeah, like so we played. So she works at a music venue. She works at Bayou Music Center downtown. She's the ticket manager there. So sometimes we get to open up. Or a couple times we opened up for a really big DJ. So we got to
Sweet.
play in front of like 700 people, and that was insane. And then a couple weeks ago we got to play at like the little club downstairs. But so typically she's there. We played this weekend at like a silent disco downtown. That was really fun. And she just kind of, there's like a little couch sitting on the side. I bring a couple of my friends, and so she just kind of sitting on the side, just kind of enjoying and listening because she's really into it as well. So yeah, she's usually there.
That's awesome. So look, I'm gonna bring Alex in, but we're gonna circle back around to that silent disco situation because I experienced one of those for the first time.
Yeah, they're different. They're different.
They are different.
All right, so Alex, you're coming out of college, and with the pop, what was it about that attracted you to want to go from fan to podcaster when it comes to
yeah, and that. Well, everybody at that time, you talked about doing a podcast, and not a lot of people did them. They're like, wouldn't it be great if we just recorded this and did a podcast? So I'm one of those guys where we were sitting around talking. I was like, yeah, I think it would be great. Like, I'm going to figure out how to do that, and tried to do it in college. And you can imagine that in college, there's just your responsibilities, your priorities. You haven't quite figured that out. At least I didn't at that point in time figure out how to really prioritize and be accountable to certain things. So it started, and then it died. And I have the original audio file somewhere, and they're atrocious. But no, coming out of college, so I graduated with sport management. And I really wanted to be a sports agent. I had an opportunity later in my college career that there was an event hosted by Mike Evans, he plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now. Yeah. He went to A&M. That's where I graduated from, was Texas A&M. So he was hosting a golf tournament there. I happened to work at the golf course. Walked up to the agent, asked for an opportunity, and he gave me one. There's a little bit more to that story, but that's not the point. And the point is I got a year into this internship and realized this is not really what I wanted to do, but I still wanted to be in sports. Right. And my mom, I had grown up with a background. She was an English teacher, so I could always write. So I was like, well, what if I just tried writing? Of course, at this point, I'm a senior in college with sport management, not sport journalism. Right. So there's some limiting factors. So I started thinking outside the box and go back to this idea of like, well, what if I started a podcast? Maybe that would help, promote some opportunities for me on the writing side. And it would give me more of, portfolio to present to people when I went and offered either freelance opportunities or if I wanted to go to like where I ended up working, which was the radio station in downtown. So 610 AM 610 radio, shout out to them. I love them. They're great people. They gave me an opportunity to write articles, and I ended up writing right before COVID. So the first article I ever got published was about the XFL Roughnecks. So I don't know if you remember them, but they were undefeated. They were on a hot streak. It was before COVID. I'll never forget it. I was sitting there at a rodeo shift, being involved, volunteering over there. And I looked, and the editor had texted me. He's like, hey, you got this article published. And that was the same day that they closed the rodeo down. And so I left. The rodeo for COVID. Because it was a little bit later for the rodeo. Like they waited a couple days, I think, after like things started to kind of, the dominoes started to fall. And so obviously no sports anymore, no reason for a sports writer. So I kind of pivoted, and I'm like, I'm just going to do this podcast. I really enjoy doing the podcast. I'm going to keep doing that. That's my way of staying involved in sports, feeling like I'm, still, reporting in a way, I guess you could say. So that's the hopefully the short version of it.
No, that's a phenomenal story, man.
Yeah.
So you're talking about Sports 610 here in Houston. So you used to work with those guys and write for them. Wow, that's an amazing story.
Yeah.
So well guess what, Alex? The Roughnecks won their game last week, so they're still undefeated.
They are still undefeated. Yeah, that's right.
So that's cool, man. So back to you, Mason. So the silent disco, right? For those, because I know there's a lot of people in my audience that do not know what that is, because I didn't realize what it was. It was actually thrust upon me, right? And then when somebody explained the concept, I was like, that doesn't make sense. But I've experienced it, and it was one of the best experiences I ever had. So why don't you tell people about the silent disco?
Yeah, so the silent disco, even for me, everyone's first time, you're like, because you walk in and there's no music playing, right? And so you're like, what the heck? And then
Right.
you walk in and there's just people screaming words and dancing. It's like the little sneakers, like it's just their sneakers making most of the sound. So typically in a silent disco, there are 3 DJs, one playing like dance music, one playing like oldies, or one playing hip hop, top 40 songs. So typically we're dance music. And so on you have, everyone has their own headsets, and you can switch to, there's typically 3 colors like blue, red, and green, and you can switch to each one, and that's, kind of going to the DJ. And so it's just people switching from switching from channel to channel, kind of listen to each one. They find a song, they stick on that song. And so as a DJ, you're trying to get them to listen to yours, so it's keeping people's attention. And it's funny because you'll see everyone like on a different color, then you'll see like 2 people switch to yours, and they'll all start dancing to that one, and everyone's like, what are they dancing to? And then you see like the whole area to just start switching to ours. And so it's a super funny concept because typically when I'm playing, it's loud music, but I take off my headset and it's just no music. It's so even DJing was just it was a weird thing to kind of get down. But now, we play at silent discos all the time here in Houston, at least, once a month. Now we just got onto another one. So it's just a fun way just to go and play. But yeah, if you've never been at silent disco, I definitely recommend. At first, it's like, this is weird, but once you put on those headphones, you're in a different world. It seems like you don't care about what's going on outside those headphones. You're just dancing and having a good time. It's just so fun.
No, I definitely agree with you, man, because that's exactly how you just explained. It was the transition that I went through. Because when I walked in, they started handing these headphones out, and I'm like, what is this? What? Why am I having a head? They're like, no, put the headphone on, right? So I put the headphone on, the music's playing. I'm like, okay. I see the 3, somebody had to kind of explain how it works with the colors, like, oh, you can switch between stations and this. So, but as long as you keep an open mind about it, you'll really start getting into that thing, man. And like you said, somebody will be looking at you like, what station are you on? And they'll switch to it. Like, yeah, that's right. And then y'all really get into it together. And then if you ever decide to take the headphones off, you're looking around and just people are moving, but you don't hear what they're saying. You don't hear what they're listening to. So now for people watching, Mason, I bet that's pretty interesting for you as well.
It is funny because people who don't know each other, they're like, they're, someone in their friend group might be on red, but the other person's on red or on green, and they can see a random person on green. They point at each other like, yeah, And so it's funny just to watch random people just start dancing with each other. It's the best. It's the best.
Awesome, man. That's good stuff. So, all right. So Mason, we got into the DJing, Alex with the sports fan. Are there any other things that you guys are passionate about that are outside of those 2 things?
So, I mean, me and Alex are kind of the same in that because, we're both obsessed with sports. Other than that, we are really into just business development and helping others, grow their business, and just, whatever service we can, help them in that type of world. That's something that we really care about and we love to do.
Yeah, I saw that as a service. Like, I had you guys fill this questionnaire out, and you mentioned that it's a service that you all provide. So you want to talk a little bit more about that business development service and how that looks?
Yeah, go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, so with Proper Offer, kind of what our goal is, I guess I can tell the story behind it, right, Mason? I always tell this story. So the story is that we started this about 6 months ago, or I should say about 8 months ago now, because it was June-ish time when I reached out to Mason. Mason and I had worked together on quite a few deals at this point, and we've been connected through a mutual friend. And I had been prospecting a realtor for the better half of 2 months, and I discovered, whether this be bad prospecting on my part or just poor communication overall, late in this process, that this guy was a part-time realtor. And so for my business as an insurance broker, part-time realtors, it's essentially half as valuable as a full-time realtor because they're not working and they're not sending deals, and there's not really a value exchange there that's 100% beneficial to both parties, right? So I called Mason frustrated. I was like, man, we got to figure out a way to do this. And similarly to kind of how I described the podcast and the article writing, at this point, you should know that I don't really take no for an answer. I can come up with a little bit of a creative solution. So what I decided is I was like, look, why don't we
think we might have lost Alex.
Sorry, go for it.
I can hear him. You there?
You can hear?
Yeah,
Yeah.
can you hear me?
Okay.
Am I
Yeah, I
good?
can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So, let me know if I go out, I guess.
Okay.
Was my train of thought. So my train of thought was back
that's
and we're
me.
interviewing. So what we decided is like there's a lot of in our business,
Oh,
real
shoot.
estate, like real.
Hey, hey, is that TV off? The whole
Okay, here we go. So, there's a lot of people that try and like purchase meals or show up and do lunch and learns or these traditional ways of providing value, and I think that's great. But a lot of people, what they need is really help with their business, like generating more leads, more consistency, more. They need more visibility, and they need to add credibility to their community. And I think a great thing that you said, Mike, when we asked in our interview last week with you was, how do you recommend a new realtor build their business? It's like, well, does everybody in your phone know that you're a realtor? That kind of pieces into this visibility aspect. So what we did is we pieced together saw a concept of like, okay, if we interview people and we ask them relevant questions for their business and how it works for them, like what they're prospecting. So somebody might be really focused on investments. That person, we're going to gear the interview towards the investments, and we're going to really benefit their business and give them some credibility behind it by asking really hardcore investor questions. Um, and so that's kind of the goal. And then we publish it, make it look very professional. So it looks like you sat down for like a CBS interview, basically, or an NBC, whatever you want to say. And that's essentially just kind of the product. And we've seen really good results. A lot of the people that we benefit are people that don't really have the time to sit down and do kind of what we do, on a regular basis, to the degree that we do it professionally and how it looks in the product at the end. And those are the people that we really want to help. Is like, you're doing great in your business, but like there's this aspect, this social media aspect that you just really haven't gotten the hold of. Like you just don't get it. And you feel like you put out videos, feel like you know what you're doing, or for whatever reason it's just not clicking and you feel like you're not consistent enough. Like those are our bread and butter. Those are the people we want to help, because you're doing all the right things in business and we love that. We want to help you there as well. Let's help you as the young guns here develop some social media content. That's what I got for you.
You know what, man? That's phenomenal that you all want to provide that level of value to the marketplace. And it seems like you're extremely passionate about it and that you care a lot about it. Where does that come from as far as really wanting to help people to that extent?
Mason, you want me to take this? Or you got it.
Yeah, so I think the same for both of us. I think we've had very structured past, and just coming from our parents and stuff like that. I think we just have people in our past that we've been able to kind of learn from and kind of grow from that. And I think it's just honestly just who we are,
Yeah.
people it's just hard for us not to work. Alex will text me late at night, like he'll wake up and write something down and send it to me, we're in the same in that aspect where it's just our minds are always going.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the ADD or ADHD that I have. It's impossible for me to sit down and just to relax. But I'm always having to do something, and I know Alex is about the same way in that, where we just our motors just don't stop.
Yeah.
Our
And just
dreams are dreaming about work.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't dream about work, luckily. So but I do
Something I
want to
guess I
add
need to
on
work
to
on.
that. I do want to add on to that because it is a good point that we do think alike in that way. And I think, how we kind of got to this point with proper offer is really how I birthed this idea. And Mason and I have worked on it together. Is the basis of, I was in a networking group named BNI, like national. Everybody, I'm sure if you're a small business owner and you're not familiar with BNI, you should look that up right now, because that will benefit your business massively.
Yeah.
I was in that, and one of the primary mottos for BNI is givers gain. So being so young in my career and being induced into this environment where it's like give, and eventually you will receive, it just put in my head this idea of like, okay, I can cold call 50 realtors today and get some business from some people or mortgage officers, or I can give and provide a value and then hope to receive at the end, but not expect, right? Like that's kind of the given, the trade in it is you can't ever expect to receive. You just keep giving,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's where we've kind of developed now is, over the course of time, I don't expect to gain anything. I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy giving and enjoy the product we make. I think is a beautiful and great product that is necessary in the market.
Mm-hmm.
That is my sole driver.
Yeah.
So, and then providing value to people that we believe, Mason and I, deserve this value and just need a little bit of help. That's where I get it, man. That's all I care about. So.
Yeah. No, and you can hear it, man. You can hear it in how you describe it and explain it, man. And I agree with you. It's definitely something that is necessary in our marketplace because it is a humongous gap. We got plenty of people out there that are good at real estate. They're good at helping people, but they are horrible at digital presence, digital marketing, and how they're showing up. So I agree 100%. So all right, so I always like to ask this question as well. With you all being real estate professionals, Mason, you've been in mortgage, Alex, you've been in insurance. What scares you about being a real estate professional right now?
For me right now is just paying too much attention to the news. I think you should have your direct contact. If you have your real estate agent, if you have your mortgage loan officer, I think you need to be reaching out directly to them. Because you want to stick more into your community, not go into nationally, because Houston's a very different market than a lot of markets out there. Houston's a very strong market. So for me, it's and Alex too. It's educating our clients, educating our realtors, educating anybody that we work with on the current market here in Houston, not so much what's going on in New York, LA, whatever those big cities, because we're very strong here. So it's just, it's obviously rates are in the twos at some point. That was a time that was just crazy time, and probably will never come back. But people got used to those twos to where in the five, they see a 5, they see a 4, like whoa. But when you look at historically, the 4 and 5% rates on a mortgage is exactly where you should be, and it's a great rate. So it's just trying to get back to that and making sure people are educated to know you're making a great decision buying a home. Renting, you're paying 100% interest. And you're scared about a 6% interest rate, like you're paying 100% interest. So it's just educational and just making sure people are educated to where we can provide that service to them.
Awesome, man. And what about you, Alex?
So re-ask it again. It's what scares me about the market.
Yeah, just what scares you about being in real estate or being a real estate professional? What is, if anything?
What scares me as a real estate professional? I think what scares most, my mom's been doing it now for about 19 years. And so I've witnessed real estate for quite a while. And I think what is a primary fear for a majority of real estate agents or people in real estate is stability or the lack of, right? Like we never know where our next deal is going to come from. We never know if something's going to happen to somebody's life. That I had an experience, when mortgage rates were incredibly low. My book, insurance-wise, my referral partners were incredibly heavy on the loan officer side. And then when what hit the fan, it was like, okay, well, now we have people that are leaving the business, right? Like I couldn't have predicted that. That removes stability from my business. That's what I think is universally, a fear of most people until you really build that strong network, or at least a strong, like in reputation, even like building a strong reputation. That's a fear of a lot of people where they're going to lose that. And then that's all they have, right? Like you got to have multiple pillars for leads or, some form of stability in your business, man. So that's what I think is a big fear for a lot of real estate professionals. And certainly one of mine is that stability and consistency.
Well, I think that's a good word, especially hearing from you, Alex, saying about 19 years, and both of you all are top producers in your companies. Like, how do you all tackle that piece of it, right? I mean, just like everybody else, you don't know where your next deal is going to come from, or you put parameters in place. Like, what do you do to deal with those anxieties and offer some level of certainty into your business?
It's really just keeping your head down and just doing what you can, not worrying about what so much of the reactions and the actions that come from those stuff. But here in my office, it's the same thing. Loan officers drop, but you should take that as an opportunity that there's less loan officers, there's less realtors out there, so that should be in a way more business for you. If you sit there scared, you're going to scare yourself off, and is what I think. So it's just keeping your head down, doing what you can, and at the end of the day, you should be able to think to yourself, I did what I can today. I gave my full energy. I gave everything I got. If you can't say that to yourself, then, I think you need to just kind of push a little bit harder.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
Alex?
So the question was, like, how do you overcome those fears or fight those fears? Right?
How do you personally deal with, like, in your business? You've had some sustainability, a lot of sustainability. So what did you do? How did you handle it?
So handling like lack of stability or like getting to a point like that nervousness, I feel like is like the question. So yeah, I think, there's a lot of power in really grasping the concept that you can only control what you can control, right? Like you can't control your next deal coming in your inbox. You can't control whether your next client's going to call you on the phone. You can't control those things. But what you can control, and what a really, smart person in this business, I'm only partnered with really 2 lenders, and it's the other lender I'm partnered with. He said it's a lot easier to maintain a client than it is to gain a new one, like to take care of a client. So the idea of like sitting there and worrying about where my next deal is going to come from, I can always double down on the clients I have, make sure they're good, take care of them. And then in turn, thinking again, like just spider networking, like, okay, like I've helped you out. I checked in with you. So-and-so, like, does your mom, your brother, your sister, like you can always find more deals. You just have to think creatively, right? Like you can't just sit on your hands. And it goes into what Mason was saying. It's like, you got to keep your head down. You just got to keep going. And if you're not picking up any traction after a certain period of time that you feel is appropriate, not like a day or like a couple days, like multiple weeks, even months, feel like you're not gaining any traction, then obviously everybody knows this old saying, definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again. Got to switch it up. Got to be creative. Yeah. So, and it's sink or swim in this business. I mean, that, Mike. I mean, you're professionally been doing it a while. So it's sink or swim. You got to keep going, even in the hard times.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for us guys that's been in it for a while, we look forward to these shrinkages, right? When people start hightailing it out of the industry, right? Because it opens up additional opportunity, kind of what Mason said earlier. So, hey man, guys, you can definitely tell that y'all are professional podcasters at this, man. Y'all showed up 157%. I knew that y'all would, man. I'm so thankful for you all allotting some time for me today, for my audience, for them to get a window into your world. Before I let you go, are there any final statements that you have for the audience, or something maybe you didn't bring up that you want to tell them about?
Yeah, it's just, if you're a realtor out there, again, trying to grow your business and you feel like you need some help on content, we'd love to, talk with you and see if you're a good fit for us as well. We've grown big, and so we're booked up a lot on the podcast and stuff like that. So, we look for realtors that will, that we think are a good fit for us and that we want to help grow their business. So if you're a realtor out there and you're interested, please hit us up. Of course, we're always willing to talk and just kind of see where you're at in your scenario. And we would love to just kind of dive into what you're doing on your end to see what we can help with.
Awesome.
Yeah, a couple buzzwords that Mason left out, but this is why I love him, and he's like the best partner ever. Because that's what I was gonna say was that. But a couple buzzwords you left out. If you are a realtor, is 100% free. We do not charge a fee for you to come and do anything.
That's a buzzword right there, Alex.
Yeah, free, 100%. So it's like Mason was saying, it's all about the fit. So we have like a phone call and we'll discuss things with you, see where your business at, and see if we can benefit you. And if it's mutual, right? Like it's 100% both ways, but it's 100% free. We work in your schedule, and we're booked out till the end of March, something like that.
March, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So you gotta hit us up, and we'll get you on the schedule. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there.
But thanks, Mike. We
thank you so much for this.
It's been great to know you and kind of see what you do on your end. It's empowering. We love to see people like you.
Well, you know what? I can definitely tell that we're cut from the same cloth, right? Something that Alex spoke about earlier that he learned in BNI. I actually learned it from Zig Ziglar, where he says you help enough people get what they want, and then you'll get what you want. So I have a similar approach to how I do this business. And what I found is those people like you all are the kind of people that I like doing business with and hanging out with. So I appreciate you guys so much.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate this. This is great.
Absolutely. All right, man. So look, I told you guys that it was going to be a phenomenal interview, that I was going to have a great group of guests, and I delivered, because y'all know I'll be delivering. But look, we got some other great things coming down the pipeline. Today at 2:30, we're doing our real estate happy hour live. So y'all know we do that. It's our fun, lighthearted podcast show. Come hang out with us at the High Rise, right? I'm going to be here. Margaret Mystique's going to be here. Super producer Jay Joseph's going to be here. X-Ray, right? We're going to have Shay in the building. She's going to be making drinks up for us. So you guys do not want to miss that. So coming up in about an hour and a half, we're going to go live at the High Rise. We're going to talk about some interesting stories. I think today we're going to be focusing on trending topics, some things that we found on Twitter. Today we're going to be talking about how Rihanna killed it for the Super Bowl, right? How fans keep talking about it. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about season toxic properties. So we're going to talk about some crazy stuff. So we want you all to be a part of the conversation. So today at 2:30, we're going live on Facebook. Make sure you join our Facebook business page so you can get notifications. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get notified. All right, Thursday, friend of the show, friend of Brooks and Davis, Miss Tatiana Hall is coming in with LA Top Broker. So she's going to be doing a lunch presentation. She's going to be talking about their mortgage process, how it offers personalized experience. Also going to talk about how they make the home buying process less time consuming, as well as how they focus on working with a variety of borrowers. We've had a number of experience with Tatiana through the Houston Black Real Estate Association and the Young Realtors division of HBREA. So excited to have her come in and speak to the agents. Remember, you do not have to be a Brooks and Davis agent to participate in any of our events. You just got to go to www.brooksanddavis.com, reserve your seat, and then we'll get you tapped in. So that's what's going on Thursday. Also on Thursday, we have the Prime Real Estate Network with Larry W. Brooks, Ricardo Davis, who's also my co-host on Mondays, Monday Night Live. They have a phenomenal guest coming in on tomorrow, some entrepreneurs talking about business development as well. So make sure you all tune in at 12 o'clock on Thursday. That's another part of the BND TV weekly lineup of shows. And then after you finish looking at the Prime Real Estate Network, then you got to participate with our Builders Field Trip, which we're going to be doing on Thursday at 2 o'clock. And the reason that we do these Builders Field Trips is because, look, these new home communities, they have multiple builders with so many homes for sale for you to market if you're a real estate professional. And what we want to do at Brooks and Davis is that we want to make sure that we constantly have the platforms and the opportunities for our agents, for you all to take advantage of. Hey, you listen, you heard what Alex said, you heard what Mason said. To deal with the uncertainty and the inconsistencies, you got to keep your head down and you got to keep cranking it out. So attending these Builders Field Trips every week is a great opportunity for that. There are prospective home buyers that are not represented by real estate agents that typically roam these communities. And sometimes it's just a matter of you being in the right place at the right time. And then new home sales counselors are always looking to build relationships with agents that can help them sell more units. You come with the giving mindset, like Alex talked about, and just watch out how things can really turn over for you. So again, make sure you go to the events page at www.brooksanddavis.com. Then we have our open house that we're doing on Saturday, new construction open house. We're going to Balmoral. So this home is slightly over $400,000. So make sure you come out, come see the crystal clear water in the lagoon. Come see this beautiful home that'll give you access to all the amenities that are in Balmoral in the Humble area. So we are going to be there on Saturday participating in that open house. I believe it begins at 11 o'clock on Saturday. So make sure that you come again. If you go to brooksanddavis.com, you will be able to see where the time and the location and where to meet. So again, another jam-packed week. A couple of other announcements that we always like to talk about. Number one is our group transformation coaching. We are Brooks and Davis. We are serious about coaching and support, right? We do one-on-one coaching. That's something that our agents get access to. We do every day of the week. There's an opportunity to do group transformation coaching. So that's what we're about at Brooks and Davis. And we always like to make the marketplace aware of all of these opportunities. Now, that is one of the things that you have to be a member of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm to be able to take advantage of it at no cost. All right. Also, I'm getting out there, man. I had a meeting with the leadership over at the Houston Association of Realtors. We're finalizing on creating 4 3-hour continuing education classes that are built around my 4 speaking topics, 3-hour classes. But the great thing is that content, I've put it in such a way to where I can actually present it in an hour format. So now I'm looking for opportunities for people's organizations that want me to come in and train their people and teach their people as it relates to these amazing 4 topics that I put together. And look, I typically am not the kind of person that boasts or brags, but I did a pretty good job when it comes to the content that I put together and my method of delivering it, because it's something that's important to me. And I want the people that participate, the students, the attendees, when they walk away, they have things that they can truly utilize right now in their business to help them see exponential results. So if you're a member of an organization, you have a team, you're a part of a group, and you need a phenomenal speaker to come in there and train your group at no cost, I can get it done, because right now I'm running a promotion. And anybody that books me for a future date before the promotion ends, I'm completely waiving my speaker trainer's fee, right? So anybody that does it, so go out there, spread the word, talk to your people. Let's connect with us at bookings@michaelgdavis.com, and let's get me on your calendar so I can help your people. Look, the days are closing up fast. Trust me, the dates are closing up fast. I'm excited. I have one that's coming on Monday where I'm going to be training on leads to a team of agents at Compass. So very excited about that. Again, about to get things going with HAR, the Houston Association of Realtors. So once we get that finalized, I'm going to be teaching at least one of those classes a week. So it's going to crank up really fast. I'm becoming a hot commodity out here as CEO Coach Mike. All right. And then finally, I wanted to, I talked earlier about all the coaching opportunities that we provide inside of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. But where I am in my career, I want to do more. I want to help more people. I want to impact more people. That's why I'm doing the speaking with other groups. That's why I'm doing the classes now that'll be able to be exposed to the 50,000 plus members of the Houston Association of Realtors. I want to provide more impact. I want to change more people's lives. I want to transform more people. I want to be a part of the process for more of those individuals. So what I've decided to do, because I understood how expensive coaching is, right? You can go out there and you can research it and do your own due diligence. And the conclusion that you're going to come to is that coaching can be very expensive, but it is worth its weight in gold, because coaching is transformative. Well, I wanted to create a coaching concept that was more affordable. So what I decided to do was create what's called the World Changers Table. And every Tuesday evening, I host a World Changers Table. There's only 4 seats at the table, because I wanted to make sure that there was enough value coming out of the session. We do them every week, no contract. All you have to do is pay for your seat for that day. It is probably the most affordable coaching option that is available in our marketplace. Make sure you go to www.michaelgdavis.com/WCT. You'll be able to see what available seats are available, if it's virtual or if it's in person, because we alternate between the two. You'll be able to see the date. You'll be able to book it. You'll be able to pay for it. You'll be able to do all of that. So make sure you go there. Again, the seats, because it is so affordable, the seats fill up fast. So don't delay. Go to the website today. That was good. I like that. With that being said, man, again, I just want to remind everybody, if you are checking us out and you are looking at maybe putting your house on the market for sale or looking to buy a home, Maybe you're thinking about getting your real estate license, or you're already licensed and you're considering making a change in brokerage firm. I encourage you, stay on for a very special message. This has been another episode of the Realtor Life Podcast. I'm your host, Michael G. Davis, broker and CEO of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, Realtor plus business coach. Looking forward to coaching you into the cosmos. It's time to take off, baby. Make it a great one. Hey, this is Michael G. Davis, CEO of Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC. I am also a Realtor plus business coach. If you are currently have a real estate need, or you're in the process of getting your real estate license, or maybe you've already gotten your license, awesome. Watch this whole video because I have some outstanding news just for you. Now, if you are considering buying a home, we want you to know that we offer at no cost or commitment to schedule a showing for you to see any property in the Houston Metroplex. But when you hire our real estate company to help you, we will hold your hand and guide you through the home buying process step by step. Visit our website or give us a call at the number shown to learn more. Or maybe you're considering putting your home on the market for sale. We want you to know that we offer at no cost or no commitment a couple of things. First is a free neighborhood buying and selling activity report for your home. This report will show you the amount of buying and selling that has taken place within your neighborhood within the most recent 6 to 12 months. All we need is your mailing address and email address to get the report over to you. We also offer at no cost or commitment a free in-person property condition home evaluation. This is where one of our real estate professionals will come into your home and give you recommendations and advice on what changes to make to the condition of your home and talk with you about how these changes could help sell your home faster and/or for more money. But when you hire our real estate company to help you sell your home, we will put your home in front of more active home buyers than any other realtor. Just visit our website or give us a call at the number shown to learn more. Finally, if you are in the process of getting your real estate license or with a brokerage firm and thinking of making a change, we want you to know that we offer at no cost or commitment for you to be able to attend any Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm training or event. But when you join our firm, we will show you how to get everything you want using your real estate license. And what we believe real estate professionals want are an outstanding quality of life, the freedom of having options, and the ability to pursue what makes them happy. Visit our website or give us a call at the number shown to learn more.